This is the plaintiff, Jason Osborne. He says his landlord, the defendant, is being stubborn and foolish by withholding his security because he has no right to do so. He's sure the judge is going to agree with him and award him his money. And he's going to smile from ear to ear when he sees the defendant's shocked face across the courtroom. He's suing for $2,001, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Anthony Hatfield. He says he doesn't think so. The plaintiff left a bloomin' pigsty behind. It took him 15 hours to clean it up and make the apartment habitable again. And he's the one who's gonna have the last laugh in this courtroom. He's accused of holding on tight to security.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant has stiffed him on a security deposit, but the defendant says it took 15 hours to clean the plaintiff's mess. It's the case of this little piggy went to court.
Thank you, Douglas. Jason Osborne, you are suing your former landlord, Anthony Hatfield, for $2,001 that you say he owes you. Part of it in prorated rent, and part of it the security deposit that you say is wrongfully withheld and therefore owes you double that under Ohio law. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
I gave him 30-day notice. I gave my September rent.
How long had you lived there?
It would be 3 years this January, so 2 years.
And you were on a month-to-month?
Month-to-month at that point.
Okay, so you give him 30-day notice on what day?
It was August the 30th.
Okay, so presumably you'd be out September the 30th.
Correct.
Okay, and what happens? You apparently get a phone call from him saying, can you leave sooner?
He calls me on the 7th and says, can you move out sooner than later? And I was like, oh, wow, I haven't even changed my mail, but sure, and I did.
But what was sooner? As of what day?
Well, he made it sound like the guy was going to be moving in that weekend because he wanted me to be out by the 9th. I said,
okay, so that's what he tells you. I'd like you to be out by the 9th, and you say I can't.
The soonest I could do it, because I needed Friday night to move, and Saturday morning just to tidy up if there was something else I didn't get done, by Saturday the 11th.
Okay, and he says,
that's
thank
cool.
you.
Yes.
All right, so you move by Saturday the 11th, and you're expecting prorated rent from the 12th until the end of the month. And what happens? Do you get that?
No. Well, okay. He gives me in the end, $150.
$150
yes.
prorate, which represents how many days?
He said the guy moved in toward the end of September.
But you don't care when the guy moved in. You care when you moved out in order to get your prorated rent.
The guy was moving in.
Now, did you have him send you an email to confirm the date he wanted you out so that you would have that in writing?
I have a voicemail message.
Okay, let me hear the voicemail message.
Takes me a second to set it up. Okay.
Okay. Why, you think I'm an impatient woman?
Yeah. No.
I've got a person that's pretty interested in the condo, and he'd like to move a little sooner than later, September 9th. So if you could let me know about that, I'd appreciate it. You can reach me on myself.
Okay. You move out. You
yes.
get a check for $150 for prorated rent of just a few days. And how much do you get back of your $760 security deposit?
He only gave me half. He kept half. And I have letters here.
Why did he say he kept half?
He said it was uninhabitable. And I actually have pictures of my place taken on September the 7th.
Okay, let's see it. What's going on?
Your Honor, the gentleman that said he was going to move in on the 9th, that didn't occur.
Okay.
It just, I showed the apartment to a couple people. I didn't actually get it rented until the 25th or 26th.
Why is that his problem, though? You asked him to get out, and he did. So that you shouldn't have done that unless you knew you had somebody coming in. I mean, why is that his problem? Why does he have to pay rent for days that you didn't give him the place because you asked him to get out early?
I didn't ask him to get out early. I said, I thought
I just heard you ask him to get out early on that audio.
I said it's a possibility.
So the tenant says, look, I relied on you, dude. And the landlord said, I'm not giving you your security back. Does he get his security back?
He should. The landlord, they had a verbal agreement.
The verbal agreement not to have to deal with the 30 days?
Correct, yes.
You agree the landlord has to give the money back?
Yes, that would be the fair thing to do.
Who disagrees?
I disagree.
Why?
Because it's in writing, you know, and landlord's a bunch of baloney. You could say whatever you want to say, but if it's in writing, you gotta,
But you can't trust with the landlord?
They're a bunch of baloney. It's a bunch of baloney.
They're a bunch of baloney going inside the courtroom.
So you think I'm going to make him pay rent for the days that you didn't rent it out, and he only gets a proration for 5 days because that's how things worked out for you. He needs to eat that, not you. When I say it, it sounds awful, right?
He gave me 30 days notice, and I honored that.
No, you didn't. He gave you 30 days notice, which you honored. That's big of you. You have to. But here's the thing. You then say to him, hey, can you cut me a solid and get out earlier because I think I got a hot one and he wants to come in. And that's great. Then it doesn't work out for you because the guy doesn't come in right away. You rent it to somebody else, and you want him to eat that week that you messed up on. That doesn't sound fair, does it? Would you do that if you were the tenant? Would you expect the landlord to do that to you? No. When I say it doesn't sound very good, right? Yeah, I know. All right. Now talk to me about how did he leave the place that you would feel compelled to take exactly 50% of his deposit for cleaning?
I spent approximately 15 hours working there. I charged $25 an hour. I made 3 trips over.
What was wrong with it that you needed to spend?
It was dirty. Soap scum in the bathroom and the tile surround, all of the floors.
What was wrong with the floors?
The floors were unclean. They had lint on them. They had scuffs on them. They had food stains on them in the kitchen, the bathroom, water stains, and so forth. The toilet was not very good looking. Meaning it was stained with human waste and just not a good sight. Not only on the inside but the outside. The air
Is this a studio?
It's a small room. It's like less than 400.
Is it a studio or is it a one bedroom?
Less than 400
How does it take 15 hours to clean a studio?
It takes about 5 hours each time. I concentrated on the kitchen, then I cleaned the living area, and then I cleaned.
It's a studio. How big is this place?
About 480 square feet.
No, okay, how would it take 15 hours to clean? See, here's the problem. I got to make sure that you're not just an unscrupulous landlord who's trying to keep the guy's money and then picks a magical figure of, I'll just give him 50%, he'll go away. I got to make sure that's not the case. So when you claim it takes you 15 hours, I got to know that that's for real. So here's how I'm going to find out. I'm going to listen to what you say and say, huh? Because 15 hours is an awful long time for a studio apartment. And then I'm going to tell you, that sounds awful because what you're describing sounds really grimy, even if it's not 15 hours. Can you prove that? Because he's got pictures of a beautiful, clean apartment here that he's showing me. So can you show me the pictures of the grimy, soap scummy, defecated toilet that you had to clean for 15 hours? Can you show me that?
No, I can't.
Are you kidding me? It's that bad that you have 15 hours to clean it, and in those entire 15 hours, it never occurs to you that if you want to take the guy's money, that you better take pictures to document this?
Your Honor, I've taken pictures before of stains, scuffs, dirt. It doesn't show up that well.
Oh, guess what? I've seen pictures before of stains, scum, dirt, okay? I know how well it needs to show up because you are not my first rodeo, okay? So you cannot look at a judge and say, trust me, judge, it was awful and I get to keep 50%. You cannot possibly think that a thinking human with connected brain cells is going to say, oh, okay, I'm going to make you prove up what you're saying. And you have this much proof of what you're saying, okay? The statutory scheme in Ohio, like many states, allows a judge to order double damages in order to give an incentive to landlords not to wrongfully withhold security deposits from tenants. Did you cash the check, by the way, that you got?
I did not. I have it here along with the letters that he sent me.
Okay. Let me see the check.
Here's.
And from what I've heard, this is exactly the case the statute was written for. Okay? I am going to order that you pay him the $2,001. There's already a check for $530. Cash is. Oh, by the way, why is a check written for November 22nd? Your 30 days. You also have 30 days to take care of business.
I can explain that, Judge.
Tell me.
I was writing checks for the month of November.
Is it an accident?
It was an accident. I offered to exchange him checks. He said, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to accept that anyway. All right, that's fine, but just understand that even if I hadn't ruled against you with every fiber of my being on an evidence standpoint, I would be ruling against you with every fiber of my being on a technical standpoint, because you have an obligation as a landlord in Ohio to, within 30 days of him vacating, which we know from the audio is September 11th and not the 25th, like you say, like you want to pay him for. 30 days from September 11th, you had to send a letter itemizing what it is that you were keeping it for and send the rest of the money. And what you did was send it on the 20th of October, which is past the 30 days, all right? And in any event, the check wasn't dated the 20th of October, it's dated a month later, so you have to sit on the check for a month, which you say is an innocent mistake, but it doesn't matter. You still technically violated the statute anyway. All right. Along with this check, I'm going to order that you pay him an additional $1,471. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
He looked like he was in shock when the judge ruled, but come on in here. What were you thinking when it came down on you?
Well, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I just think it's irresponsible. I think the judge didn't look into the evidence. I came poorly equipped. By
those great pictures that you brought into the courtroom, right? Because you're an experienced landlord.
Hey, I tried. I give it a shot. I had a statement from the.
Don't blame the judge. Head right down this way.
Thank you.
All right, come on in here.
Thank you.
All right, so you win your case. What was this all about here?
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good.
All right.
It was a landlord that didn't want to pay. Mm-hmm. So he kept putting it off, and then he wrote me a check that was even bad. So I didn't have much choice.
What are you leaving that place such a mess for this poor guy to clean it for 15 hours? Boy.
It takes with a toothpick. I think he cleaned.
Yeah, with a toothpick.
Yeah,
right. It was a tiny little place, right?
Yes, it was.
300 square feet.
390 square feet.
That's
so
like
not very big.
It's like a closet.
It was a closet. So I couldn't believe it. I did everything, and I was guaranteed. I was thinking, I'm going to get this.
The judge agreed with you.
Never
Harvey?
came.
Okay, Kurt, the laws vary from state to state, but if a landlord doesn't return the security deposit he's supposed to on time, usually in states there are penalties. Sometimes you get double or triple the amount of deposit.